He's got him wired up. He has a great mentality on defense. Kind of old-fashioned, and we're just trying to get the hay in the barn, and prepare for what's to come, and just make sure we're picking at the right time.
So keeping in mind that this will be the third set of coordinators under Nick Sirianni. Kellen Moore is the offensive coordinator. Remember, he went from Dallas to LA, and then they changed head coaches, and he was a free agent and landed in Philadelphia. So he's back in the NFC East. Vic Fangio has so much experience. He had waited for a long time to get a head coaching gig with Denver, lasted for a couple of years. But this is Nick Sirianni now with a third duo at the coordinator spots, which means all these guys, and there is some turnover, but there are some guys who are hearing from their third consecutive coordinator when it comes to practices and, as I say, terminology and just communication and everything else. But yeah, I love that Jalen and Vic Fangio are already going back and forth. That can make for healthy competition and set the tone for the two sides. Dallas Cowboys, they trying to pick up the pieces this offseason and start all over again. Had a great regular season last year. Dak Prescott, he was an MVP candidate, and yet they still got bit in the rear end and bounced from the playoffs early on their own field in a stunning rout by the Green Bay Packers. Well, now they've got a lot of young guys and still getting to know them as they go through their first set of mandatory OTAs.
Talent's just the beginning, first off, and you don't win games with just talent. So, and you don't win games on paper, and talent's really not decided on paper. So, I understand what it looks like, what it may look like from the outside. I understand the lack of moves that gets done creates that great conversation. But I'm confident in the men we have. Honestly, I just said it when I was talking about breaking the quarterbacks down. For the last 3 years, going back to, I guess, Tyler Smith's rookie class, right? I was like, man, it's the best rookie class I've seen.
It's good. It's good that they have come up with some young players that they've drafted. But there is always the criticism about why don't the Cowboys do more during free agency? Why aren't they feeling that sense of urgency? Well, that's just not how they build teams. Again, that's why people get upset a lot of times. They feel like Jerry Jones won't change the way he operates. Speaking of change, the Cardinals have gone through a lot of it, but Kyler Murray coming into this season fully healthy, and he says it's different in the desert.
Everybody's playing faster, more comfortable. The rookies that we had last year, a great group, and allowing them to play faster because they've been in it. We got a lot of reps, a lot of meaningful reps last year. And then, the rookies that we just added are a good group so far, too. So I'm excited. I don't put any limitation on what we can do.
I wonder if the NFC will be as top-heavy as it was the last couple years. I think the general consensus, and it's June, so take everything with a grain of salt, but the general consensus is that the AFC is thicker, right? So there are more teams that can compete in the AFC, but a lot of that depends on health and division battles and all that stuff. The Bengals obviously dropped from first to worst last year. They need Joe Burrow to be healthy. We know about the Atlanta Falcons relying on Kirk Cousins, so he stays in the conference, but can he be healthy? I don't know. Moving pieces, but it's fun to speculate in June. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey guys. guys, it's Dr. B from Michigan Hair Restoration, Michigan's #1 hair restoration specialist, both surgical and non-surgical natural remedies. Our phenomenal winning team has been doing this for over a decade and has never raised our rates, and we're not going to start doing it now. As a matter of fact, for our loyal customers and clients at 97.1, 10% off when you mention 97.1 this week. MichiganHairRestoration.com. Come on in.
Hey Detroit, it's summertime, and summertime is Jeep season at Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where we want to trade you out of your current lease or loan and roll it into a new Jeep Compass for just $229 per month. So come see me, Tanya Lalonde, today at Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just 20 minutes north of M59 in beautiful Inlay City, and at LaLondeChrysler.com.
42 months lease, $19.99 to a signing. For well-qualified buyers through Stellantis. Trade balance refinance plus tax tag and title. No security deposit. Expires month end.
Hey, Metro Detroit, don't sleep on the great deals now at DR Trailer Sales in Milan, Michigan. Our hot summer deals are here. Special financing options available and over 700 trailers in stock ready to hit the road. Great deals on enclosed, travel, utility, and equipment trailers. Huge selection. Also dump, car, and even horse trailers and many more. All ready for the road and all on sale. See our complete line at drtrailer.net or 734-439-1441 to start upgrading your trailer game today. DR Trailer Sales, serving all of Metro Detroit and Northwest Ohio.
Is switching your wireless service to Total by Verizon easy?
Totalmente.
Now you can get 50% off any unlimited data phone plan. That's one line for only $25 a month, and you keep the phone you love. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. So find a store or switch solamente at totalbyverizon.com. Offer ends July 31st, 2024. Promo subject to cancellation after 12 months. Available exclusively online and in Total by Verizon stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. See totalbyverizon.com for device compatibility and additional details. Taxes and fees may apply.
Plug in a Hyundai EV to let the extraordinary happen. From the ultra-fast charging capability and long range in the Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 to the adventure-seeking spirit of the Kona Electric and the groundbreaking 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N, and turn extraordinary into electrifying. There's joy in every journey. Estimated range varies for models and trims and depends on battery capacity, temperature, options, and other factors. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for vehicle availability information and other details. Do you wish your life came with a warning app?
This could be the spot. This could be it right.
Just a little heads up before something
not
bad
in front
happens.
of Scott.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Michigan Auto Law. Auto accident attorneys.
Visit autolaw.com.
That's autolaw.com.
When I found out my son was using marijuana, I thought it was just part of adolescence. Lots of teens and young people get high.
But then I found out how powerful today's concentrates are. I couldn't believe it.
It's far more powerful than weed from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
When teens use vapes or dabs, the potency can be 80 to 100%.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit.
What? Do you have your phone?
Yeah.
I was making sure so it didn't trick us.
You're listening to the best of Costa and Jansen with Heather on 97.1. Yesterday, if John looks to me, and you never do this, phone call. You make a little phone call gesture.
Oh, yeah.
John, I know. We'll get to the call.
I've been doing this before.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Let's finish the point. We'll get to the call. I look over. Kirk Gibson.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We only have a few minutes left, but let's go to him. And we have a lot that we can react to. Where was he right? Where was he wrong? As I went back and listened to it, I disagreed with a lot of what he said. And I wanted to be respectful. The guy's a legend. what Dan Campbell said to me, say it, I thought they were flimsy excuses. He talked about how they own the zone. They're 27th in on-base percentage. The Bats aren't owning any zones. He highlighted they're not playing Baez every day. Well, Gibby, he's played 80% of the games, and when he doesn't, it's Zach McKinstry. Not exactly a selling point. He said, we're not the Yankees. Nobody said they would be, whether that's wins or payroll, but can they spend like the Tigers when the Tigers were good? He brought up role players from 84. He didn't bring up that they don't have Tram, Whitaker, Jet Lemon, or himself. And with the 40 years ago thing, this isn't going to win me any points with the old guard. I'm sick of hearing about it. It's telling that we have to go back to 84 to talk about assembling a champion here with the Tigers. You know, I think it was a weird time to call the day that they finally have a winning record. I don't know that he will call today. They are back down to 500. That was the genesis of our conversation was we've been here before. Unless they go on a run, we're just kind of treading water, and we want more for our baseball team. John, I thought you summed this up so well as from an athlete's standpoint. If a coach was hard on you, it's because he cared. If you want more from this team, it's not because we're like bad fans or negative people. We care. We want them to take the next step, and they haven't for a variety of reasons.
Well, and apathy might be the worst of all emotions because the definition is lack of emotion, lack of caring in what it is that you're supposed to be caring about. We care about the Tigers. We care about the Pistons. We care about the Lions and the Red Wings. So if you're at a point in the season where you just don't even care enough to talk about them, and I think some of our fans are there, and they're probably even way past that because we don't get a lot of calls. We get a lot of texts, but we don't get a lot of calls anytime we talk about the Tigers. And we just want to get to a point where instead of framing this as negativity, it's frustration.
Yes.
And the frustration is this team with this pitching staff, if there was any part of an offense that was average, they would be, I mean, could you predict that they would be 6 games better, maybe 10 games better than they are right now?
Even 5 games better.
An average offense?
They'd be in the playoffs. Well, as of today.
And so I go back to caution, and here's where the frustration begins. And here's where I think a lot of the separation of fans begins. When you look at the wild card standings, and yes, I know we're still 100 games away from the end of the season, they're the first team out. Now, the frustration is they shouldn't be the first team out. If they had gone and addressed even a measure of the offense, you would be talking about, I don't know, because the division is better than it was in previous years.
But my question is that negative? Because Gibby says, in listening to the radio, he didn't say that specifically as negativity, but that's something that we have been doing quite a bit of.
His words exactly were, it seems like there's a negativity on where they are.
Go past this light, then at the next one,
I think the reason
turn
that
left.
there may be, and again, it's his interpretation. He's welcome to it. I welcome to that. We both welcome
At the
that.
light,
I mean, we can
turn
call it any
left onto
time.
Lone Pine
We
Road.
like disagreement. That's healthy. That's part of life, not just radio life.
But I don't think it's negativity. I think it's frustration.
He sees, though, yeah, I think you're right. Obviously, I agree with you. But I see it the same way. He sees it as you're being negative about where they are, and we're frustrated that they aren't further along because we thought this was preventable, because more could have been done. And I don't know that the only thing I'll say, because I said we'd say where he was right, we probably haven't given enough love to Vierling.
Yep.
In
But I would
2.8
wonder, is
miles,
anything
turn
more than
left
a role
onto
player? And then
Gordon
even
Road.
the point about role players matter, but we're in a
Role
stage
players
where
matter, but role players matter on a team that is good.
Yes, after you've already established your Tram, your Whitaker, and your Gibby. The other thing that I have reflected on is Colt Keith was off to a really rough start. We've given him some love. We may have needed to give him more love in the month of May, especially late in the month.
We talked about him, in terms of the month that he was having.
Yeah, because I guess I reflect when we had AJ on last week, you weren't in, and I said, AJ, I'm going to throw you a curveball. I'm not going to ask you about torque. I'm not going to ask you about Baez. Tell me what's working with Colt Keith. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe we could have done more. I'm trying to be self-reflective here. Well, I feel like I'm trying to call it how I've seen it. That's all I'm trying to do.
I don't know that I've talked to very many Tigers fans that aren't frustrated. And frustrated with the fact that this is a below-average offense. And even if you can watch the games, they're boring. And baseball is a game of there's a lot of downtime in the game of baseball. There's not everybody is into a pitcher's duel all 162, but that's what we're forced to deal with is a pitcher's duel because Reese Olson is not getting any run support and he loses a game 1-0 on a repeated basis. When you're talking about Tarek Skubal goes out there and pitches a great game and wins it 2-1. Well, they gave him 2 runs of support, and that was 2 solo shots by Jake Rogers, which you're not going to, rely on those every single time a pitcher has a great outing. Jack Flaherty goes out and in front of mom pitches the first, 7 strikeouts, 13 in total, and there's no run support. Like, you're wasting great performances, and the frustration is that we have one facet of this team that is not just above average, but it is elite. The pitching staff is elite compared to other pitching staffs around baseball, yet you can't pair it with any offense, and that's frustrating.
Texter says, you have to remember Gibby is on the Tiger payroll. He's not going to bash or criticize the team. Other one says, guys, part of the discussion is that a large number of fans can't even watch due to the Bally Comcast debacle. Well, trust us, we're aware. Another one says it's crazy. Gibby's preaching patience, but when he was a player, he was never patient. He was always losing his mind. I loved watching him jump around and being invested and caring. Yeah, it was a little odd to me that the guy who was like an ultimate competitor is sitting here with a 500 baseball team saying we have the wrong outlook. This one says, Costa, wow, it's amazing that you think you're more knowledgeable than Kirk Gibson. His whole life is in baseball. I've lost any respect I had for you.
Well, and so sometimes I'm cautious when we talk to AJ because AJ knows more about baseball than I'll ever forget.
Gibby knows more too. I don't
does as well. And so that's why when you do talk to somebody that has been in baseball their entire life, you can disagree with them, but they're coming from a position of much greater knowledge than we have.
But what point did Gibby make that was like, gotcha, you guys have been missing this all along? Like, I don't think he did.
We have not, I don't think, been quite fair to them in terms of the contribution that Vierling has made to the success of the team this year, okay? And that was his initial reason for calling, and then he started going down the road of,
old war stories, yeah.
Well, right, the Tigers don't have what the 84 Tiger, they don't have him, they don't have but...
Tom, you know what happened 40 years ago today?
Right.
And that whole thing.
It doesn't apply. It was a great moment in my childhood on a Monday night. But guess what? Maybe Matt Vierling's a Dave Bergman on this team, but you don't have the stars that were on that team. And we don't know if we have any stars. This team right now, here's the deal. He knows more baseball than any of us will ever know combined. It's not even close. But you know what you couldn't do yesterday? You couldn't get a real answer from him if you put him in a bad spot asking him about Torkelson.
Yeah, he glossed over it, moved on, disagreed with it.
Exactly.
It's prerogative. But
here's what this team's fighting. They're 500, and I believe it's miraculous based on your projected cleanup hitter and projected leadoff hitter are in Toledo after 2 months. I think you'd be surprised if I'd have told you this is how that would play out. Right?
But if management's going to sell me this is a developmental year and you tell me the leadoff hitter and the cleanup hitter are in AAA, I'm going, that's not a great season. I don't know why I'm supposed to be more positive.
Well, and we did the whole fact or fiction thing before the season started. And there was a lot of things in there about will they be above 500 or below 500. And we all had our answers. But if some of those questions had been, hey, fact or fiction, Spencer Torkelson is going to be in AAA before the All-Star break. I got to believe most of us, if not all of us, would have said fiction. Nobody would have believed that was going to be the case.
Right, that is a jarring, bad thing that happened to this team.
Right.
A cornerstone player has been sent down for the second time in 3 years, and I've got a legend calling in trying to tell me that I should be more positive. I have to disagree as respectfully as I can, knowing that that's Kirk Gibson. I am not going to change my opinion because I feel like he didn't stand on any business. He just called in and wanted us to be nicer.
I mean, I think developmental year may be the wrong wording more than finding out.
AJ said last week it's a developmental year to us. To be clear, I don't want to misquote him. He said not at the they still want to win was essentially what he said, but he acknowledged it's a developmental year. Scott Harris has said it. We're still trying to find our foundation. We haven't earned the right to challenge in the division. It's no secret this is a developmental year. So then why is your cornerstone in AAA? Because it's baseball and it happens, but that's not a good thing, and we shouldn't act like it's a good thing. You tell us if we're missing the mark. 248-539-9797. Was Gibby right? Where was he right? Where was he wrong? I'm sure you've heard the call by now. I know Mike and Rico talked about it yesterday. Rieger and Wojo and Rieger, they had a good time with it. Free Press wrote about it. It's 97.1.
Michigan Auto Law. Auto accident attorneys.
Visit autolaw.com.
That's autolaw.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Time for an oil change? Right now, you can save on Valvoline Restore and Protect, the only oil that restores and protects your engine to like factory clean. You can also save on brakes, tools, and more during the Father's Day sale with dad-approved deals through June 16th. AutoZone Father's Day sale, now through the 16th.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. American-made, doctor-developed, clinically proven whole-body deodorant. Built for men, built for hard work. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando whole-body deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando whole-body deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole-body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 6060 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 6060. Go to shopmando.com, code 6060, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 6060.
Small businesses fuel our economy. If you are a business owner with at least one other employee, call me, Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans, and I can help you find a more affordable health insurance plan. I will shop both the individual and group markets for you, and will find the best health insurance plan that is custom fit to your company's needs and budget. Call me now. That's Mike Papura at 877-734-2200, or on the web at nbphealth.com. And remember, National Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
Did your air conditioner struggle last summer? Don't sweat it. Keep yourself cool and save money with a high-efficiency Comfort Maker heating and cooling system. Comfort Maker, at the heart of great homes. Join the millions of homeowners who've chosen Comfort Maker, supported locally by a family-owned distributor who only partners with technicians that will provide the highest quality solutions at an affordable price. Your comfort is our business. For a Comfort Maker dealer near you, visit comfortmaker.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
The Detroit Tigers host the Milwaukee Brewers. Pre-game tonight at 6:15 on 97.1. The Ticket.
You're listening to the best of Costa and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
It's time, Dear John.
Blow it out your backside. Let it play out. It's an embarrassment. It's an absolute embarrassment. Boom. Boom. You tell me if it's hard or not. That was a dumbass pick.
Man's man John Jansen answers questions. Some sent by you. DearJohnJansen@gmail.com if you want to submit for John to answer. DearJohnJansen@gmail.com. The first one is from Patrick, who did that. It's titled BLT Etiquette.
Oh, BLT Etiquette. Okay. All right.
Dear John, I had my folks over for dinner the other night. We're doing BLTs. So bacon, lettuce, tomato. I was late getting home from work, so my dad quarterbacked the dinner. When I got home, dinner was ready. He passed me a plate with a pre-made BLT. Am I crazy, or is the expectation that you construct your own? I feel violated. Way too little bacon, way too much tomato. Oh, help me out, John. Thanks. Great show.
Oh, 100%. You set up the BLT station, and you are allowed to choose how many slices of bread, choose how much lettuce, bacon, no tomato. I'll go with the BL minus the T.
Would you do a BBL? Bacon, bacon, lettuce.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's extra bacon, a little bit of lettuce, and I mean you could even use the bacon as you weave it together, and you can even eliminate the bread.
Okay,
this is how you do things in the Jansen house. You make the weave.
Heather, you have to do a station. He's right.
I think so. When you make a BLT, and it's easier. You don't have to prepare everything. You just set everything out and let everyone make their own sandwich. It's easy.
Yeah, I just don't want to. To me, that's bacon abuse by soiling it with the tomato.
Ratio matters. All right, what's the next one?
Because I would take all your tomato. I would just do a T.
Perfect. Yes. Do it.
I would. Bread and tomato sound good to me. All right, this one's called Wife Cheating.
Ooh.
Dear John, I'm writing you about a delicate situation. I've been married to my wife for 6 years, and we have had our ups and downs, but things have been really good lately. We have 2 kids, and after the second, I got a vasectomy. Well, here's the problem. She's pregnant. I know they aren't 100%, but I'm worried the kid might not be mine. She hasn't been as interested in me in the bedroom, and I have to admit I'm curious if she cheated. Am I out of line if I ask for a paternity test? Please help.
Oh, walking the tightrope here. I guess you have to decide where you're at in your relationship. Is there any suspicion of infidelity?
Well, he did say there's been some ups and downs.
Ups and downs doesn't necessarily mean infidelity. It just could be I'm not sure I like you right now.
True.
Or I love you and nobody else matters. Like there's a lot of different things in the ups and downs, but that's the thing is you got to determine, okay, is this the uptime? Is this a downtime? I don't know, because there is a very small chance that you could still be shooting real bullets after
very
the
small.
second.
There's not a lot of wiggle room.
Right.
I've been doing my research on it.
Yes. I don't know that size matters, but sorry, could leave that one out.
No.
This is a relationship-altering decision. If you bring it up, there's no going back.
You bring that bell, and there's no unringing it. And so I would ask you this question, Heather, and I hate to use names in this situation, but your significant other, let's just say, if he were to come to you and ask for a paternity test,
I would be pissed. I would be very upset. I don't know how exactly I would handle it. I think with this guy, he's got to have proof that there was cheating. There's got to be proof. And then you can say, hey, I know you've been hooking up with Joe Schmo over here.
Yeah.
Then maybe. But if you don't have the proof,
yeah. So
I don't know.
Or, you know, little baby boy or girl comes out and they look a lot like your best friend. I mean, maybe at that point, yeah.
Well, and that I was going to bring this up. I don't think you should do it unless you have any reason to suspect your partner. You should trust your partner. You're married. The only way to do it without rising suspicion would be if once the kid's born, you get some of their DNA and you go get it tested.
No.
Then you know and she doesn't know.
No, you don't do it because
why? You would know.
Honesty is the best policy. In some way or another, she'd probably find out, and that would be a whole lot worse than just asking.
Would that be grounds for a divorce?
Either or, could be in the right situation.
Yeah, but you get the DNA test, and all of a sudden it comes back as it's got none of your DNA in it.
I mean, then you have a really strong suspicion. You just need to talk to her about it. You've got a lot of other issues going on.
So your point is, if you're willing to get it tested,
getting out of
confront
hand.
the person and get the answer right there and then.
Well, you can also do the math. If you're out of town.
Well, sure, you could work that out as well. Yeah.
Is there any way to find out if the vasectomy is still working?
Like you go.
I don't know. That's a question I don't know the answer to. Right. My uncle had one fail and had a kid at 56 years old. It happened. No, this has happened in my life. Yeah.
This next one, Dear John, kicked out of the movies. I was asked to leave a movie theater because I was on my phone. I was in the back row, brightness down, checking texts and scrolling. After the first warning, I didn't stop. After the second time, they kicked me out. I don't think it was a big deal. Is it ever okay to use your phone in a movie theater?
Emergency situations only. I think you know the rules going in. They say it. You can see the signs as you're walking in. They say it in the lead up to the movie. Hey, silence your phones. Please don't be on your phone while you're watching the movie. If you've got to be on your phone for any type of situation, leave the theater, check your phone, make your call, and then come back to the theater. If it's that important to you, the movie is not. You're not going to be worried about missing something in the movie.
Does a phone really cause enough light pollution to ruin the movie for others?
It doesn't to me. I wouldn't be bothered by it. The only time I would be bothered if somebody takes a phone call.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
But I've never experienced that. If somebody's next to me and they're on their phone, I don't even really notice it.
I wouldn't like it. If somebody was right next to me on their phone, it would bother me.
Really?
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me.
Well, to each their own. It would bother me. I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
And again, the sound is on, or if you're on a phone call.
If somebody's phone keeps going off in terms of they haven't silenced it and they get a text message and you're like, okay, all right, one time, fine. Second time, you may even stand up and say, silence your phone, please.
What about this person? They're in the back row. They're kind of off. They're not like the middle of the theater.
Well, yeah, but it could still be who is next to them.
Okay.
You know the rules. If it's that important to you, either don't go to the movie or just leave to check your phone.
So this has happened to me. I've been asked.
Kicked out?
I was not actually kicked out. This is an embellishment, but I was asked several times, "Sir, please get off your phone."
Stop checking your phone.
By an employee at the place.
Somebody was ratting on you?
Yeah, this is years ago. I have not committed this
in your younger days.
Since.
You could say someone assessed him 2 strikes.
Yes. Strike 1, strike 2. Don't be here for strike 3.
Walked right into it. Heather, you got one more?
All right, I like this one. This one's called Garage Sale. Dear John, I love a good garage sale.
Me too.
Stopped by one earlier this summer and started snooping for deals. I enjoy collectibles, really old school sports stuff catches my eye. Now, the homeowner was a younger woman who had stuff from her dad that was just collecting dust, and there was a box with old baseball cards, and most of them were junk, only worth, a couple of bucks. But then I found it. A 1952 Topps Willie Mays card. Mint condition, it would be worth tens of thousands, maybe more. Now, this one had seen better days, but I figured it was worth, a couple grand. I asked the woman how much, and she said I could have the entire box for $20. I jumped at the deal knowing it was a steal. I do feel a little bad knowing I made, $2,500. Should I have given her more? Is it weird to go back and give her $100 or something?
No. That's the beauty of garage sales. You're going garage sale shopping because you're looking for a great deal. And if she's got a pair of hockey skates that they're not using, and she sells it for $2, but the value of it is a lot more because they're the same as they are in the store, you're not going to go back and say, well, these are actually worth $150, so let me give you $10 instead of $2. No, the price is what the price is. It's not like you're walking out and you didn't pay for it.
We talked off air. We thought you were going to say, go back and give her a little something.
Oh, no.
I thought maybe you would kind of tell her, like, hey, you know what you got here?
Oh, no, I'm going to take the whole box of cards because she put it out there. That's the price she put on it. It is up to her to realize what she is or is not selling.
I agree with you. I take the box and run.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fun of garage sales, estate sales, Goodwill, things like that.
I will also say, as someone who has been the seller of a garage sale, some of the value is merely get this out of my house.
Oh, 100%.
Right, it's her dad's stuff. She doesn't want it. Get it out of here.
It's just a small baseball club.
And if she's not going to go through the effort of, and I wouldn't necessarily suspect her to, of trying to value all of these different cards, then she put the value on it that it was to her.
Someone else's problem and someone else's fortune in this case. I wouldn't give her the dime back. That's the way garage sales work.
My mom would always say, like, about my baseball cards I collected as a kid, hey, you might want to keep those. One day they might be the president of the United States.
One more. This one's called Stinky Feet. Dear John, I have a couple...
Vice President.
Dear John, I have a couple coworkers, and I don't know how to tell them that their feet stink. I don't know that they're washing the soles of their feet. What should I do?
Light a candle.
At the light, turn right onto West 8 Mile
Bring
Road.
it in.
Then make a U-turn at Onondaga Street.
You know what? It's probably one in regards to, depends how close you're working together, what the relationship
at the stop sign,
is,
make a
how
U-turn.
much you like that individual, and just, you may have to just deal with it.
Heather, I don't think your feet stink. You don't
Thank
need to
you.
submit the questions. Dear John Jansen at gmail.com.
Ryan said to scout
That's Dear John. It's 97.1.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ
In half a
24-hour
mile,
traffic
turn right onto
center.
Fox
Good morning to you, my ride and super light traffic. Road conditions, depending on where you are, may be a little damp. We are dealing with an early morning crash southbound 75 at Outer Drive. Not sure how many lanes are blocked, but with traffic volumes being so light, it really saves us. I'll keep you posted. I'm Val Berry with traffic.